Hello guys, you may or you may not be aware of the quarantine protocol the government of Nigeria has put in place for arriving passenger travelers in Nigeria from any country. So this protocol is subdivided into three parts, which I'm going to discuss in this. The first protocol talks about the pre-departure from country of exit, which is the protocol and things you need to put in place and things you must have done in the country before you even get to the airport to board and land in Nigeria. So let's get started by talking about the pre-departure from country of exit and things you need to put in place. It says all travelers arriving in Nigeria must tested negative for COVID-19 by PCR in country of departure pre-boarding. They also state that tests done more than 4 days before departure are not valid and such passenger will be refused boarding. So preferably, they want you to do your test 72 hours before boarding. And this third one states that all intended passengers must register via Nigeria International Portal, which the URL is written out here, and pay for a repeat second PCR test that will be done upon arrival in Nigeria. Let me quickly take you through the registration via Nigeria International Travel Portal. After typing out the URL in your search engine, it will bring you to this portal where you're going to click if you're arriving in Nigeria or you're departing from Nigeria. So in this case, you're arriving in Nigeria. So you're going to type in your country of departure, which is for this example, we're going to be using United Arab Emirates and the state is Dubai. Type in your terminal and type in your carrier airline. Then you click on proceed. This is a passenger pre-boarding health declaration and screening form you need to fill, which consists your personal information. Starting from your surname, your name, your third name, your sex, your date of birth, your passport number, your phone number, and you have to select your country of first departure. But for this video, our country of first departure is United Arab Emirates, and country of transit is Rwanda because we are using Rwanda Air. The country of residence, since I'm in Nigeria, so I'll select Nigeria as my country of residence. So the address, the email, the flight number, definitely you have that. But sometimes you might not know your seat number, so you can leave the seat number blank. Then the currency you use to pay for the second test is Naira. Then where you want the test to be done is in Lagos. And also type in your arrival date in Nigeria. Then the country visited in the last 21 days is United Arab Emirates. But if you have any other country you visited in the last 21 days, you have to type it in. Destination in Nigeria, you type your destination in Nigeria, the state, the contact address, the city. And if you're a resident of Nigeria, you say yes. If you're not, you pick no. Then I'm talking about emergency contact in Nigeria, next of kin. You have to type in the name of your next of kin and then the phone number, the contact number of the next of kin. Then in the last 21 days, did you have any of the following? Please tick yes or no. So if you have any of the phone, you can tick it. If it is yes, you tick on yes, and if it's no, you tick no. Number 7 question says, have you taken any of the following in the last 24 hours? Paracetamol, antibiotics, flu, antiviral drugs. And finally, you have to upload your pre-boarding COVID test details. You have to select the test results, the COVID test date, the country where you did the COVID test from. You have to enter the location and you upload the results. Then after then, you have to type in your post-arrival COVID test details, then the appointment date. And please note that the date should be 7 days after your arrival. After that, you have to check these two boxes, then you click on submit. Prior to boarding, you have to take your electronic or hard copy of the results for presentation at the airport. At the time of boarding, you will undergo thermal screening and question for COVID-19 symptoms. Passengers with COVID-19 related symptoms will not be allowed to board the flight. Airlines must only board passengers with negative COVID-19 test result carried out within the stipulated 96 hours pre-boarding, which means the result will come at 72 hours before boarding. So let's talk about the penalties for the airline and passenger that do not follow these rules. Airline that board passengers without a negative COVID-19 test or test result of more than 98 hours prior to boarding will be sanctioned as follows. Non-Nigerian may be refused entry and return to the point of embarkment at cost to the airline. Nigerians will be allowed entry but subjected to a mandatory quarantine of 18 to 14 days at a facility provided by the government at a cost to the passenger. Airlines will be fined $3,500 per passenger for failure to comply with the pre-boarding requirements. And the second part talks about on arrival. in Nigeria are the things you will need to do and put in place when immediately you arrive in Nigeria airport. On arrival in Nigeria airport, you are requested to go through the routine port health screening and present electronic or print out evidence of the pre-boarding PCR test results and evidence of payment stroke appointment for a repeat PCR test in the country. You have to present your international passport for clearance through the Nigerian Immigration Service. Passengers' biodata page and picture will be forwarded to all COVID-19 PCR sample collection centers to enable proper identification before sample collection, and after then, your passport will be given back to you. You are also required to proceed on a 7-day self-isolation and avoid physical interaction with friends, family, colleagues, and other members of the public. You should always check your emails regularly for updates regarding the arrangement for your repeat COVID-19 PCR test from the chosen laboratory. You must be present at the sample collection center on the 7th day of your arrival. Samples will be taken and a COVID-19 PCR test will be done. For this, a reminder test might be sent to you by the laboratory a day before the appointment. But don't always believe they will send you this reminder test, because they might not send it at all. Please note that passengers who fail to submit themselves at the sample collection center on the 7th day of arrival will be sent text message reminder and their details forwarded to the State Public Health Department teams and NCDC for active follow-up. Private laboratories will be required to forward details of passengers who decline repeat PCR test by day 14 of arrival, and the passenger will face a penalty. This passenger may face suspension of their passport or inclusion on a travel watch list for 6 months and denied foreign travel for this period. Test results will be ready within 24 to 48 hours, and the State Public Health Department teams and Nigeria Center for Disease Control will be informed accordingly. Persons who test positive for COVID-19 will be managed based on national guidelines for COVID-19 treatment. Person who test negative for COVID-19 after 7 days will end self-isolation on the 8th day, but travelers developing COVID-19 symptoms on arrival or during screening will not be allowed to self-quarantine, but rather be placed in institutional quarantine. For deportees, if one person tests positive for COVID-19, all close primary contacts will be required to undergo enhanced screening and a follow-up PCR test if necessary. Passengers will be monitored by public health officers during the period of self-isolation. For this reason, passengers will be required to provide a functioning telephone number on their online registration form. Persons who develop symptoms for COVID-19 during the isolation period will immediately be tested for COVID-19. If positive, they will be managed based on the national guidelines for COVID-19 treatment. And the third one talks about exit from self-isolation, because after you get to Nigeria, you're going to get yourself isolated for 7 days before you finally be out of the hook of this coronavirus screening. So, if you're tested negative for COVID-19 after 7 days of quarantine, you'll be allowed to exit isolation on day. So, guys, if you're new to this channel, please consider smashing the subscribe button, because I really appreciate that, and that is the only thing that will keep this channel going.